What's your they had no idea who I was moment? I was picking up my daughter from her elite private school when the head of the parent committee cornered me by the pickup line. Mrs. Wellington, dripping in designer everything, looked me up and down with obvious disgust at my work clothes and paint-stained hands. Excuse me, are you the maintenance worker? The custodial staff uses the back entrance, she said loudly enough for other parents to hear. Several mothers in their luxury SUVs turned to stare. I'm here to pick up my daughter Emma, I replied calmly. She scoffed. I don't think so. Emma Richardson's father is a successful businessman, not whatever this is. She gestured at my appearance with a manicured finger. For 6 months, I'd been dealing with this. Ever since my wife died and I started picking Emma up myself, these parents treated me like I didn't belong. They whispered about that poor child and how Emma's grades were slipping because of her unstable home situation. Mrs. Wellington continued her performance. Security should really screen people better. Anyone could claim to be a parent. Other mothers nodded in agreement, their faces full of fake concern. That's when Emma ran over, backpack bouncing. Dad, Mrs. Wellington, this is my daddy. Mrs. Wellington's expression shifted to patronizing sympathy. Oh, honey, I'm sure he's very nice, but maybe your real father could start picking you up instead? Emma's face crumpled. I'd spent months watching these people chip away at my daughter's confidence, making her ashamed of our modest apartment and secondhand clothes. Ma'am, I said quietly, I understand there's been some confusion about who I am. No confusion, she replied smugly. I know exactly what you are. I pulled out my phone and made a call. Hi, this is David Richardson. Could you please come to Westfield Academy immediately? Yes. The school committee meeting we discussed. Mrs. Wellington rolled her eyes. Who are you pretending to call? 20 minutes later, a black town car pulled up. My attorney stepped out, followed by the school's principal and board chairman, both looking nervous. Mr. Richardson, the chairman said, approaching quickly. We weren't expecting you today. Mrs. Wellington's face went white as she processed what was happening. Actually, I continued, Mrs. Wellington was just questioning whether I belong here. She thinks I'm maintenance staff. The principal turned to her, horrified. Mrs. Wellington, this is David Richardson. He just donated $3 million for our new STEM building. That's impossible, she stammered. He's wearing work clothes. Real wealthy people don't what? I interrupted. Don't get their hands dirty? I own the construction company building your new wing. I was on site this morning. The attorney handed me a folder. The scholarship fund paperwork you requested. I opened it for everyone to see. I'm also funding full scholarships for 20 students whose parents work blue-collar jobs. Emma suggested it after some classmates made her feel bad about our background. Mrs. Wellington tried to backtrack. I didn't mean to offend. I was just concerned about security. No, I said firmly. You were concerned about keeping people like us out of your little bubble. The board chairman was sweating. Mr. Richardson, please accept our sincerest apologies. This behavior doesn't represent our values. I knelt down to Emma's level. Sweetheart, what do you think? Should we find you a new school where people judge you by your character instead of daddy's clothes? Emma nodded, tears in her eyes, but standing straighter. As we walked away, I heard Mrs. Wellington frantically trying to explain herself to the other parents, but they were already distancing themselves from her. The board chairman was asking for an emergency meeting. The next day, I received an email that Mrs. Wellington had stepped down from all school committees.